Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you, and it's good to be back full time. As we promised, this content train's going to keep right on rolling. So we've had a couple of videos so far this year. What happens at camp stays at camp videos, part 1 and part 2 hit the channel. A lot of great comments. Love reading what you guys have to say, so I appreciate the feedback on those. And this next video, we're going to kind of catch up on what we've done the last four or 5 weeks. But I thought before we get started, let's roll back some footage of what you guys have shared with us with your success for buck season. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here and we'll catch up on that.
This first picture is from our friend Jason, aka White Lightning, who successfully connected with a doe in Clinton County on opening day. Jason got out almost half a dozen times during firearms season, but the bucks just continued to evade him, his dad, and their friend each time they got out in the woods. And while he may not have gotten his hands on antlers this year like he's done in the past, shown here with his dad in 2020, at least there's a freezer full of venison to enjoy. Up next, if you've followed the channel for a while, this next set of pictures will finally put a face to the name. Longtime subscriber and regular commenter, Corey Sign told us his freezer was empty and patience wearing thin after a phenomenal 45 sits, 39 of which were in archery season, before he decided it was time to make it happen in Lancaster County. Corey harvested this doe with his Remington 700 BDL 7mm mag that he got for Christmas in 1997. That 360 hunting blind in the background was a new addition last year and overlooks a Whitetail Institute clover plot. Corey was hoping to catch an opportunity with one of the bucks he was seeing pretty regularly on his cameras, but was thankful for the doe. Up next is another successful hunter and good friend of the channel. Here's Tom of White Rook 85 fame, who kicked off his season with a fine North Carolina 7-point, followed up with a dandy Delaware 8. Tom had his sights set on a trifecta during the PA firearms season, but it just wasn't in the cards. If you'd like to see how his North Carolina hunt went, or just want to check out his ever-popular PA Deer Camp series, we'll put a link to both of those down in the description below. This last one was sent in by our friend Tanner over at Running Deer Lodge in Tioga County, who enjoys mobile hunting, getting out and hanging his stand in a new spot every time based on the activity he's seeing on the ground. Tanner was right where he needed to be with this 6-point. Well, here, actually, let's let him tell you the story.
Update. I just wasn't feeling it in that last spot. So I got out and I just started poking around a little bit around the area. And I walked about, I don't know, maybe 50 yards more towards the swamp, I guess. And I just found this massive scrape, so I split up a little bit. So that's where I'm going to be for the last hour. The scrape is right back here. Right there, I'm sorry. So I can see this swamp in here. There's a couple rubs in here. I'm guessing it's from that same buck. I think he's just living in here. But super thick. It's still gonna be close quarters. Oh, I just shot a 6-point. 5 yards. I'm 6 feet up in a freaking tree. He was right here. Unbelievable. I saw him come out in the swamp. He came out here, walked that way. About, I don't know, 30 minutes went by, and I guess he circled and came back. So he came back this way, walked walked right through. And right there, I can see my arrow. The arrow looks like it has blood on it, so I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. I shot the deer about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, give or take. So I'm going to give it another 5 minutes.
Well, congratulations again to everybody at home who had success this year. Special thanks to everyone who sent pictures or video into us to share with everyone on the channel. Really enjoyed that. Thank you guys. And you know, as we look into this upcoming season, if you're planning food plots, hopefully the weather works out where you are. If you get out into the woods scouting, whether it's public, private, leased ground, hopefully you're going to see the sign that you want to see. And this next season is going to be just as fun and exciting and successful as the last one was. So with that, let's go ahead and start this episode.
Looks like we got some wind.
A little bit of wind. Clean up.
Surprisingly, every tree in the orchard's still standing.
Well, how about that? This must have been a gust that hit this exact spot.
That's crazy, though. I mean, to take that off the roof.
What do they call that? A downburst wind? I think the compound lucks out. 2 trees, 20 feet above it and 20 feet below it. Because that big ash snapped off. What worries me is that maple seems like it's leaning more and more every year.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like cutting down live trees, it may almost make sense to cable it and try to get it down, because if that's left on its own, it's going right into it.
Yeah, because I don't remember it leaning that bad when we built this.
I think what's happened is because there was a dead tree on the inside of it, it's just slowly bending. If you get a little bit of wind, it's going to come right this way. Whereas if we could cable it, we could at least try to drop it down into this slot where that other one fell. That might be a project to look into. Saving grace may be that little guy
Deflects it.
away. But if you got driving winds from the south, take a chain or a cable over to the base of that one, notch it hard to this side, come along with some tension, and then it won't be able to go that way.
Yeah, there's a gobbler.
Is it a gobbler?
Oh, yeah, there's another one now. Right there. The one on the end? Yeah. Nice beard. Pretty with the sunlight behind him. What are we getting into?
Let's go fix some farm equipment. Among everything else we have to fix on this property.
Didn't even get to finish my coffee.
Mine got cold, I chugged it. Yeah, I need to go this way.
Just the nut.
Okay. I forget why we are doing this.
Because this whole piece has to come off in order to weld that part back on for the bracket.
Just want to make sure we're doing the right thing. Nut's been on there for 70 years. Leverage. Sledgehammer to
Break it.
drive it because they're fused right in their holes.
Yeah.
This front one.
Surprised that gobbler didn't hammer off the first time.
Yeah, really. Little
what-
gentle persuasion.
That's what we needed. That'll be the third part now that gets welded.
That one. Yeah, that one. Take that off last year.
Yeah, that one's down at camp. That's the one that got painted red this time.
Datum.
Yeah, so the black one was the first one we had welded.
Really, what would be nice to do with this is just go through with all new nuts and bolts and
That's what I got.
That kind of stuff, and just make sure it's all a little bit tighter, and you don't have to worry about stuff breaking as easy.
Yeah, because if you can bring a bottle torch, would that be enough heat to heat that up to?
Yeah. Yeah, because if you try to hit that with a hammer, you'll probably break it.
Yeah.
And then pump all these grease bearings full of grease so they spin as easy as possible, because it's one thing you can never have too much of in these, especially as loose as those bearings.
Well, I don't know. I remember what happened last time.
Well,
you can have too much grease.
I had way too much grease.
That was
the problem
funny.
with that was that it was cracked 95%, well, what, 75% of the way.
We spent, what, an hour pumping all that grease in. Like,
It ran nice until it broke. That's how it's supposed to be. All roll is one. They don't break by doing that. Just gotta make sure we pump this thing full of grease too. Oh, the shafts are turning. That's good. Look at the grease that came out of that. These bearing caps were shot. Unfortunately, the arm on the left side had a 75% crack through it, and then a rock finally just cracked the rest of it.
first tree. We got so many of them you forget where they're at.
I was going to start on the third tree and then circle back.
It's not a hard winter. We didn't get a lot of snow, but it just every weekend it was something.
Road crew, hard at work. Remember in Buck season how he was applying for a job with the post office? He was going to be John. He was looking for that part-time job as a mail carrier. He got another job. Did he tell you? He's a lobbyist now.
What is it?
He's a lobbyist.
What's the lobbyist?
We were sitting at the dining room table the one afternoon. Addie brings in the mail, and she's going through it. April, her mom, dad, traditional bow hunting. My head snapped up. I know exactly who's behind that. He's trying to change me over from compound.
I thought you were going to make a couple issues of that. And I think, boy, you know, that's pretty neat.
high enough, we'll put some blocks on there. And we get the tire on it and just pull the trailer off the blocks. I don't have an extension.
What size is that? I don't have that. Not with me. I got a breaker bar, but need the extension for the breaker bar.
Didn't I ever show you how to put a face mask on?
It was sliding.
Well, that's what the straps are for.
I know.
Alright, we're gonna move. We had a gobbler a couple 100 yards off. Heard him gobble twice. We set up some decoys. Sat for half hour, 45 minutes.
Got blossoms on this already. Yeah. We're definitely going to be rolling the dice this year.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Everybody, welcome back to the, oh, like a bug right in the middle of the lens. That thing's a long ways from home. It is the weekend before Memorial Day, and these bugs are ridiculous.
Nope. Ain't happening.
And that's the purpose of this video. So what we're going to do in this episode is apparently eat a bug.